Hey guys, today we're going to show you how to make a tiny camera shocker. Now you can find everything that you need inside of a disposable camera. You're going to need the capacitor, you're also going to need the transformer, the transistor, and the diode. So you're going to have to desolder that from your circuit board. And be very careful with both the diode and the transistor because they are sensitive to temperature and you can burn them really easily. You're also going to need a resistor that is symbolized by red, red, brown, and that's going to be a 220 ohm resistor. And once we have this transformer, it has to have the 3 prongs on the top and the 2 prongs on the bottom. We're going to add a transistor to the top left and to the bottom left. We're going to then grab our resistor and we're going to attach that to the top right and to the middle portion using our soldering gun. Now we have to be very careful with it because we don't want any cables to be touching. And the best thing that we found was to cut one of the legs, the one that's going to go to the top right, we cut it down to as small as possible. And we left the other one by itself. We didn't touch that one because we're going to use the extended length in a minute. So we're going to bend this long leg inwards and then we're going to attach a diode. Now make sure that the diode is flowing energy towards the transformer and not away from it. So everything has to be flowing inwards and not away from the actual transformer or it's not going to work. Now this long leg, we're going to connect a capacitor to the long leg and onto the diode, and we'll show you how in a minute. But it's going to look something similar to this. So we're going to grab the capacitor, we'll attach the long leg to the diode, and you'll have something that looks like this. These are all the connections that you're going to have to make for the transformer and everything working for the diode and so on. Make sure that no cables are touching again and that everything has been soldered correctly. And also just make sure that you didn't burn the diode or the transistor. Otherwise you're going to have to get another circuit board and get the diode and the transistor from the other camera and try the project all over again. Once everything has been soldered correctly, we're going to have to attach 2 cables for the battery and 2 cables for the shocker. So these 2 cables are going to be attached onto the transistor and onto the middle portion. The positive is going to go to the middle, the transistor's open leg is going to go to the negative, and then we're going to get an additional length of cable and we're going to attach it to the end of the diode and the capacitor. So when we tried it out with 3 volts of battery or a 3 volt energy source using 2 AA's, we were able to get well above 500 volts of energy. Now later we found out that we were getting about 700 volts of energy, and we're going to use a 9 volt battery that delivered about 1100 to 1200 volts of power. So what we have to do next is add an extra cable from the positive length of the battery onto the opposing end. So once we solder that together, it looks something similar to this, or obviously you're going to have something that looks kind of like this. And we're going to go ahead and bend everything inwards so you can make it as compact as possible. So we bent all of the instruments that we had on here to the transformer, and we made sure that everything was compact, and then we attached it to the back of our 9 volt battery. So it looks something like this. Now you can use as much tape as you want, or you don't even have to tape it down. You can Velcro it down, whatever you choose. You know, just have fun with it and be creative. And once we have everything taped down together, we have the 2 prongs that shock you and the 2 other ends are attached to our battery. Now the shocking is actually more of a continuous shock of static electricity when you get out of a car, just about 10 times stronger than that. And we're going to add this to our door handle. When somebody touches our handle, they won't get shocked, but whenever they touch the base of the handle, they'll get a nasty shock from it. So we're going to attach the positive to the base and the negative onto our door handle, and we can tape everything down. Just make sure that the connections are actually touching the metal portions of the handle. Now this is how it looks after you tape everything down. Now obviously you can make it as professional as you want. We just kind of put everything together here and we tested it out to make sure that it was working fine. And it delivers, like I said, a pretty nasty shock. You're getting shocked with about 1,000 volts of energy or more. So, and it works from both sides as well. You can go from the left or from the right or from one side of the door to the other, and it still delivers a shock. So if you're not expecting it, you're going to get the shock pretty nasty. So you can visit our website at hm-innovations.com for additional projects or if you're looking for additional help. Thank you for watching.